Hi, beautiful souls. It's Lexi, your mermaid in the Vermont mountains, and I am finally getting to talk about this awesome challenge I'm participating in. It is the Infinite 44-Day Fall Reset Challenge with Dani Marshburn of Infinite Yoga and Wellness. It was like she read my mind because I had been really asking for something like this to come across. I was really feeling the need for a challenge to challenge myself and also for some accountability support. Accountability and support. Excuse me. So, this was the perfect, absolutely everything with an alignment that I was hoping for and looking for. So, her challenge has you set certain goals like 10 pages a day minimum, reading 10 pages a day minimum, and you got to choose how much water a day, your movement, your, setting these certain daily goals for you. One being, what is your diet? What diet are you putting in place for yourself? And when I talk about diet, I always get frustrated because I know so many people associate it with like a diet for losing weight when the definition of diet is what you consume. What you regularly or what you're consuming is what your diet is. So I, in the past, have struggled with challenges. I have a consistent ability to always be late or not follow through. So I've been consistently not really kind of reliable, stable, not stable, but reliable and consistent. So I really was excited when I saw the 44 because I had been learning, like I can do something for 3 days, maybe 7 days max, but it's that longer period, and I am looking to create lasting change within my body. I am challenging myself to show up, be consistent, do the work authentically. And, there's things that I know I need to do. I know there's certain things my body is just crying out for. I haven't been listening to my body for many, many years. I've put my body on the back burner and have just had every excuse in the book on why I did not have time to take care of me. And as a mama of four, I am getting to this point where I realize and I see my kids watch my every single move. I gotta be careful. And that it is truly up to me to lead by example. So, some of my kids have some struggles with eating habits where they choose really unhealthy things and they fight off and refuse really healthy things. And, I went through a period of feeling really, really guilty and full of shame for not knowing better and starting them on a better, healthier diet from the beginning. Now, instead of beating myself up, which I did, I got some beating up in there and some shame in there, but to pull myself out of those low frequencies and vibes, I had to remind myself that I was doing the best I could with what I knew at that moment. And now that I am learning better, this is an opportunity for me to make those changes and incorporate that into my life and move forward. So I have been very, very actively daily, become very conscious, and actually that's a huge part of it, is that self-awareness of like, are we paying attention and are we consciously aware of what we're putting into our body? Are we just like, for me, it's, I've always really struggled with like emotion-based eating, and now, celebratory, like, yeah, digging in, and also kind of like comforting in a way. But I've also struggled with IBS and an overproduction of stomach acid, which has caused heartburn, stomach pain, nausea for pretty much my entire life. I remember as a child being afraid to go eat out because of having another episode, because I would have episodes where I'd be in so much pain, and all you want to do is be home when you're in so much pain. And it's awful when you're out somewhere and you're, in a public bathroom thinking you're dying and you don't know what's wrong with you. So I've been on this journey to learn how to heal myself. And thank God I, over 3 years ago, became reconnected or reacquainted with a childhood friend. And the amazing sea goddess Mandy Elam, and her work, her line of work, flew across my Facebook page at the right time, in the right moment, in the divinity that this world offers us. And thank God I took the sign and reached out, because ever since then she has been a true catalyst for my journey of self-healing. And because of her, I met Dani. And because of her, I am so aware of my self-awareness. It's kind of crazy. I'm finally getting to a healthy balance with it. I'm working towards having that healthy balance of being too self-aware. Not even that. It's just, that's, yeah, that's a different topic. I'm going off topic here. Back to this challenge, which is about self-awareness. I guess I need like to, this is definitely going to be an issue or a topic for me tonight, because of, you know, I still have a little bit of that guilt of feeling bad that, about self-awareness. Like, why should I feel bad that I'm becoming self-aware, right? Why should I feel bad that I wasn't before? That's okay. Release it, Lexi. Release it. I'm releasing. Shows me too right now. I've had so many validations on why I needed this challenge and why everything in this challenge is so important. I can go through in each item of this challenge. I have learned over the past week, because I have not had a consecutive anything higher than 2 days in a row of following the challenge. Because if anything goes wrong in the challenge, you have to restart. Like, if you've missed any of your items, you have to restart. So I've only had 2 consecutive days so far. Now, the old me would beat myself up, and there was a moment where I began to beat myself up and say, Lexi, why did you even think you could do this? Man, you suck. Come on, you were so excited about this. You did all the prep work. Like, you prepped. Like, I went in for day 1, like, so prepped. I was like, I'm not going to fail this time. I'm going to do it. And of course, what happens? My biggest fear of failing. And it's not failing. I didn't fail. I just had to reset. I had to step back for a minute and go, okay, this went wrong. Why did this get wrong? Or why did this go wrong? Get wrong. Why did this go wrong? I had to pull the trigger on the trigger. And I had to identify that trigger and dig deeper and dive into that self-awareness of, why is this an issue? Why can I not do this? What is it that, what's the issue here? The root of this issue. And so, the reading 10 pages a day has been so easy for me, because good books get you hooked, right? And I have the best book for that. The drinking of the gallon of water a day. I've been struggling with remembering to drink. I forget, as a mom of 4, I forget to take care of me, and that's the most unhealthy thing I have started, the most unhealthy habit ever, because I can't take care of my kids in the capacity I want to, because I'm not meeting all of my needs, and that's blocking me up in areas. And this is all stuff like that's really, coming up for me, and that I'm really becoming aware of through doing this challenge. And it's good. It's so good. It's so good. I'm like, ooh, this is good. Ooh, yes. Yes, Dani. Thank you, Dani, for doing this, because she has on here about focus on self-awareness, right? And that focus on self-awareness is so, I didn't even realize was a trigger for me, right? I didn't even realize it was a trigger, or why it was such a trigger, when it's such a good thing, right? Like, why did I have such a negative mindset on something that was so positive? I'm still working on that. But to realize that I may have not completed everything the way I wanted to today, that does not mean it's a failure. It's a chance for me to change, to make the change, get to the root of the cause of what's keeping me from being successful in my life. And that has been something I called in a while ago. I've been calling in consistently, asking my angels to help me on this journey of breaking down my blocks and all the things that are blocking me from the person I want to be, which is an authentically aligned soul. Okay, I want to align with my authentic self, because when I operate from my authentic self, that's when I feel best, and that's when I feel like contentment and joy and peace and can really live in the moment. So part of that is, I know, doing this work of peeling back these layers of this onion and peeling back all of these layers, right? Like, and a huge part of it is like, am I worthy of self-care? Am I able to give myself self-care? Like, why is it that I can make so many excuses for myself, but I put my kids absolutely first? And I always have to go back to asking myself, would I want my kids doing this? Like, I always have to put myself, like, that's been a really, some of my things are, I always go, what would Mandy say? That's one. And then, would I want my kids to have this trait? Because it's actually taken seeing some of my traits that I am not a fan of myself in my kids to realize how much I wanted to work on making that change. So it's okay. See, I always get interrupted with the kids, and I was allowing that to block me from doing any of it. So what I have to work on... Hold on.
I had lemonade without asking you.
Okay, thank you. That's okay.
Teachers,
She's fine. She's fine. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I didn't know your door was open.
Thank you. So this is the exact thing right here that's been stopping me, the kids. I'm overcoming it. It's not an excuse anymore. Not an excuse. I'm doing it. So that's it for now. I'll be back with another challenge update.